church was cold, the air was thick with lilies, a heavy silence hanging round the room. She stood up at the lectern, knuckles turning white, in that sudden, final, everlasting gloom. She looked down at the velvet, at the man she couldn't keep. Arthur lay there quiet, finally getting sleep. She said he was a man of persistence and of pride, but she was just a fortress where she kept her heart inside. For 10 years he was the tide against her stone. He brought her tea in winter, made the garden feel like home. He offered her his life, said, "Won't you let me in?" But she was so afraid of the trouble love would bring. Yes, she was a fortress, and he was the tide, and she built a prison that killed the man inside. She told us of the autumn, the gold leaves on the ground, when he asked her one last time without a jagged sound. He said, "I'm tired of waiting, standing out here in the cold." But she couldn't give the answer that he needed, I am told. She told him, "I'm not ready," and she watched him walk away. She didn't know that silence would be the price she had to pay. The doctors called it failing, said his heart just gave a plea, but she knows it was the weight of all her fear that wouldn't let him be. Now she's standing in the sunlight of an indifferent afternoon, singing to a ghost that left the melody too soon. She realized too late as she touched the polished wood that her rejection would have been better than the silence that stood between them for a decade, between the want and the fear. Now she's left with only shadows for the rest of all her years. For 10 years he was the tide against her stone. He brought her tea in winter, made the garden feel like home. He offered her his life, said, "Won't you let me in?" But she was so afraid of the trouble love would bring. Yes, she was a fortress, and he was the tide, and she built a prison that killed the man inside. So she walks out of the church, carrying the lead of all the words she couldn't say and all the things she said. He loved her better than she ever could deserve, but she broke the bridge of the only love she ever served. Now the silence is her companion, everywhere she goes. Just a ghost of a love that only he and she truly knows. Yeah, the tide stopped rising,